20 years. That's how long we've been wandering the gothic alleyways of broken promises, feeding on hope like a starving Nosferatu in a world that forgot how to dream. Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2 has become more than a game. It's a whispered myth, a bleeding memory, a prophecy etched in crimson, a prophecy that seemed cursed to never be fulfilled. But now, as the shadows stretch toward October 2025, something stirs in the crypt. It's done. That's the word. Done. Not dead. Not delayed. Done. But what does done really mean for a game haunted by 2 decades of development hell? What does it mean when the ghost of a cult classic, one that danced between Shakespearean tragedy and chaotic bloodbath, is promised rebirth? David Gayer, the mind behind the very soul of Dragon Age, dares to dream. And his dream isn't small. He wants more than just a sequel. He wants a revolution. The hope is that we would get a new vampire game in the same line as Expedition 33 or Baldur's Gate 3. Let that sink in. He's talking about Baldur's Gate 3, the titan that redefined the CRPG genre in 2023. A game so rich in narrative and systemic freedom, it made players feel like gods on a dice roll. He's talking about Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, a mind-bending art piece wrapped in JRPG skin, daring enough to challenge aesthetic norms and mechanical comfort zones. And now he dares to ask, what if vampires could play in that same league? But is Bloodlines 2 ready for that kind of table? The original Bloodlines wasn't perfect. It was a broken, beautiful monster. It glitched, it gasped, but it lived. It pulsed with atmosphere and consequence. You didn't just play a vampire, you became one. The seduction, the politics, the monster behind the mask. It made you question whether power corrupted, or if maybe, just maybe, it revealed what was always there. And now, in 2025, the stakes are higher than ever. We've seen what CRPGs can become when the industry finally trusts the players to think. We've seen what happens when studios stop chasing everyone and start speaking to someone. That's what Gator's saying here. Let the game be specific. Let it be strange. Let it be bitey. Let it be vampire. He's right to cite the tabletop roots. In Vampire the Masquerade, combat was always a whisper, not a scream. The real drama played out in salons, confessionals, cryptic blood rituals. It was the silence between 2 enemies at a masquerade ball. The smirk before betrayal. The tear in the eye of an immortal who's finally forgotten what sunlight felt like. That's the magic Bloodlines captured. And that's what Gator hopes we can bring back. Wouldn't it be great to have a full-on RPG that wasn't beholden to the fantasy or sci-fi genre? Yes. God, yes. We're drowning in dwarves and space marines. Give us neon-soaked alleyways and whispered secrets. Give us centuries of regret and a single bad decision that dooms a city. Let the darkness be elegant, not edgy. Let it hurt. Because here's the thing. Vampires aren't just tool. They're humanity exaggerated. They reflect our best intentions and our worst failures. That's why Bloodlines mattered. It was messy and mature. It let you play a monster and feel it. It didn't just ask you to choose between good and evil. It asked what kind of evil you wanted to be. So when Gator points to games like Expedition 33, what he's really doing is issuing a challenge. He's saying, make this count. Don't just revive the corpse. Don't staple it together with cutscenes and microtransactions. Make a game that bleeds, that breathes, that isn't afraid to let players talk their way out of a fight or seduce their way into a kingdom. Give us character over carnage, dialogue over dominance, systems that don't just support violence, but undermine it. That's what Baldur's Gate 3 did. It gave you consequences so rich, they felt like silk wrapped around a blade. And that's what Bloodlines 2 has the potential to do if the developers trust the material. But trust is the hardest thing to earn. Because right now, there's fear. Fear that this game has changed hands too many times. That its soul has been diluted. That the bite will be blunted. The choice is shallow. The night too short. And yet there's still hope. Hope that this October brings something more than a nostalgia trip. Hope that we get a game not shackled by trends, but fueled by them. A true RPG in a modern setting, built not for everyone, but for the people who've been waiting 20 damn years. The romantic, horrible kind of hope. And yes, there's vampire romance too, but not the Twilight kind. Oh no. We're talking about the weird, bitey kind Gator calls probably awful to look at. The kind that makes you squirm. The kind that reminds you this world is beautiful, but it's also wrong. Bloodlines 2 doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be brave. Give us the moral decay of LA's undead elite. Give us the Anarchs, the Camarilla, the Sabbat. Let us choose who to betray, who to love, and who to devour. Let us live in the Masquerade, not just play through it. Give us a game that doesn't treat us like kids looking for loot, but adults looking for meaning in the dark. And if Gator's dream comes true, then maybe, just maybe, we won't just get a sequel. We'll get the definitive vampire RPG of the generation. One that looks back on Baldur's Gate 3 and Expedition 33 not with envy, but as kin. As immortals in the same bloodline.
This city will bleed you dry. You're young. You'll fight over scraps. Safety is bought with blood. Yours. Theirs. Ours. Make one mistake, and it's over. Here, no one's hands stay clean. You will come to despise it as much as I do. But I've waited so long to see it again.